5th annual Urbana High School Boys Soccer Invitational continues here on the campus of Urbana High School. I'm Joey Wright, welcoming you to our coverage of Urbana High School Boys Soccer today. A semifinal matchup in the Boys Soccer Invitational between the visiting Bremen Braves and our Urbana Tigers. The lineup's just about ready to be introduced as we welcome you on top of the press box here at McKinley Field. Starting 11 for the Tigers making their way out. Still waiting on Bremen to take the field. The Tigers coming off a win against St. Thomas More yesterday. They won that by a score of 3-1. Bremen knocked off Champaign Central. The winner of this game will face the winner of Danville and Mahomet. Danville and Mahomet on Blackman Field at the same time as this game goes along. We will get you a final score of that game when it goes final. But we're not here to talk about Danville and Mahomet. We're here to talk about Urbana and Bremen. I don't think we'll have an announcement for the lineups this morning, so I apologize in that regard. We are just ready to dive right into things and kick this game off. Several key players to watch for the Tigers. We will highlight them as we go along. Starting with the ball for Bremen, number 14, No Martinez. And a big shout out to the folks at the Bremen Athletic Department. They are the only team on the program of this tournament to not have their roster listed in numerical order. They went with alphabetical order, which is interesting, and it makes my job a lot more complicated. Here's Urbana early on with a good chance to score, and they'll do so just like that. That's Pablo Diaz. 11 seconds into the game, the Tigers on the board first. One of the quicker goals you'll ever see. Pablo Diaz strikes first. The Tigers holding their own, marking their territory, this being their home turf. So 11 seconds into the game, it's 1-0. Typically the halves are 45 minutes apiece, but in tournament play they are 40 minutes each. And here's Bremen. We'll see if they can be a little more efficient this time. Good defense here from Urbana. And Bremen, here they go. This is a much better possession than was the first. And it's Artem Burnett for the Tigers in the goal with his first save of the game. Our camera operator this morning is Jason Liggett. Again, I'm Joey Wright, flying solo this morning. Just over 50 seconds gone by. Still 39 minutes to play in the first. As this ball goes out of bounds. And here's Pablo again. Let's watch out. Good pass. That goes up to Roman Minyev, but a whistle is blown. Here at McKinley Field, an electric atmosphere this morning. A crowd of about 20 people in the stands. And let me tell you, it definitely feels like a crowd of 20. As Bremen advances with the ball. Here's Pablo. And Diaz. Bremen has tightened up their defense a little bit here. Goes to Roman up there. Or check that, that's Bennett Anderson. Magnus Parente, but a whistle is blown. It will be Bremen's ball. And Pablo on the defense there, another whistle. We'll get right back at it. And kicked out of bounds by number 13, Edgar Esparza. A few players to watch in the field right now. You got Sam Arend playing defense. He's number 4. Magnus Parente, always a player to watch on offense, number 5. Of course, Pablo Diaz has already scored, number 10. Bennett Anderson, another key cog in the offensive machine. He's number 3. And, of course, Artem Burnett in the goal. One of the better keepers in the area. And, you know, really this whole team is very, very talented. I'm leaving some people out, but we should see everyone step up this morning. Taishiro Wilson. Here's Parente. It's Freddie Lopez Turquios, number 23. A bit of a tricky last name for me, Freddie has, but it's a good soccer name, Freddie. F-R-E-D-Y. Sometimes you'll see that spelled with 2 D's. Sometimes you'll see it F-R-E-D-D-I-E, as a way I've seen it spelled. But I've also seen it spelled F-R-E-D-Y, as he is listed at on the roster. Here's Minyev for Urbana, number 9. And he's going to do a good job of getting the ball here, and offsides. Pablo got a little too eager there. 35.5 minutes left. First half. Bremen, yeah, I guess that first goal for Urbana might have been a fluke. Bremen does not appear to be that terrible of a team to this point, outside of what happened in the first 11 seconds. And if you're just joining us, it was a Pablo Diaz goal 11 seconds into the game that has Urbana up 1-0. Parente, and good job by Freddie. He's going to force a steal. It's stolen right back, and then Magnus is going to boot it down the court or down the field. And it's kicked high. It's Nakai Smith there that kicked it. Nakai plays several sports, or has played several sports. I know he's played baseball, basketball, among other sports for the Tigers. Perhaps football. I can't remember if he's on the football team one year or not. In any case, it's thrown in. And a good job by Bremen here. This is number 14, Noah Martinez. And the pass is going to be intercepted by Parente. And Logan Flessner is in the game, number 2. He's a senior. He's played soccer since his sophomore year. Was the junior varsity football quarterback his freshman year. Also played baseball that freshman year, but he is on the soccer team now. He will be a big factor off the bench this season. He might start a few games as well. Very athletic player is Logan Flessner. Here's Parente, nice pass to Logan. And we'll see what Logan can do. A nice pass here to Roman. Nope, check that. That's Latif Bridgewater, and Latif will score. Latif puts the Tigers up 2-0. He's going to go back and watch the broadcast, get a little mad that I misidentified him at first, but Latif Bridgewater puts the Tigers up 2-0. That's the second goal for the Tigers, obviously, as the score is 2-0. You can't have that score unless you've scored twice. Pablo Diaz and Latif Bridgewater have given the Tigers an advantage. Coach Randy Blackman is the coach of the Tigers. beginning his final season at the helm, or he's already begun his final season at the helm. Tigers knocked off Rantoul on Tuesday and St. Thomas More last night. So they're 2-0 heading into this one. And, you know, Coach Blackman's always got his eye on the prize. Certainly the Tigers will be dangerous later in the season as they look to mount the run for the ultimate prize in a few months. And we are the top-ranked team in the News Gazette rankings at the moment. And that certainly figures to continue to be the case. You know, big win at against a strong St. Thomas More team yesterday. And we are in the driver's seat early on against Bremen. 32-10 left in the first half. Jesus de la Cruz here. It's intercepted. And here's Logan giving chase. It's now Edgar Esparza with the ball. Little passing action here. Here's a nice kick from de la Cruz. This is Latif giving chase to it. Goalie came all the way out. That's dangerous. Latif's not going to give up. And a pass that will be intercepted by Logan. Now coming in to get it is Jose Ambrosio. Here's Latif. Not a bad chance for the Tigers. Here's Magnus at the 30-yard line for football. Is going to kick it way past the goal. Way out of bounds. But a nice job by the Tigers to put a little pressure on the Braves. Still early in the first half. Here's Bremen taking it past the 50-yard line, now to the 45, and to the 40. Beautiful morning for soccer here in Urbana. Nice crisp morning, but it is pretty good in the sunshine here. Nice t-shirt and jeans weather. Not a cloud in the sky. As it's intercepted by Urbana. Here's a good chance for Bremen as they get it back. And it's kicked out of bounds by Ambrosio. Should be good weather over at Memorial Stadium for the Illini 11 o'clock kickoff. Illini's 11 o'clock kickoff against Ball State. Here's Urbana, Bennett Anderson. Latif comes over. Here's Urbana. Let me tell you, folks, we are clear across. We're on the other side of the field, on top of the press box. You can still hear Coach Blackman instructing his players, coaching them. He's a loud man, but a very effective one. Good chance for Bremen, but Bennett Anderson says no. And they're going to get another chance, perhaps. Magnus Parente says no. And up we go with Ambrosio. And it will deflect off of, oh, is it going to go out of bounds? It will. Deflected off of number 8, Jose Guerrero for Bremen. So it goes out of bounds, and Ambrosio will throw it in. And Jose is going to look. He's going to find Magnus. So here goes Parente. Kicks it back to De La Cruz. Nope, Freddie. And goes over to Bennett. Bennett up to Logan, a good pass, but one that Bremen was able to play nicely. Here's Freddie. Freddie will go over to Jose, but he got knocked down. A whistle's blown. Not a dirty play by any means. And it'll be Magnus with a free kick from the 20-yard line. So we'll see what the strategy is here. Put some good spin on it. Header looked like that was from Latif. Not sure, there was a gaggle of people there, so that might have been someone else. In any case, goes out of bounds. And it will be a kick for Bremen. .27 minutes and 23 seconds left in this, the first of our two halves. Quick reminder of overtime, if need be. We would go into penalty kicks because it is a tournament. Penalty kicks always exciting. I love them. Hopefully we don't need them. Hopefully we can take a win away from the boys in red, but we'll see. Anything can happen in this game of soccer. And Bennett Anderson off the crossbar. Shot had some power on it. And it goes out of bounds. Soccer really was one of the original sports. History of soccer goes way back. Golf is also pretty old. But soccer is, yeah, it's been around a while. Out of bounds. And my point, of course, there being that, anything can happen. I'm sure in the history of soccer, there have been quite a few instances where a team has gone, faced a 2-0 deficit early on and then come back to win. So the Tigers can't be too confident. But certainly the way they're playing right now, it'll be tough for Bremen to come back. Yeah, looks like Pablo Diaz is going to have the ball. Here is Bremen. And Bremen past the 40-yard line here. They've got a chance. And if Bremen can push across a goal, they'll be won't be in a terrible position. Bremen's not playing terribly. This Urbana offense is pretty high-powered, but so is the defense. So it'll be tough for Bremen to break through. It'll be a free kick here for Osmar Marquino Reyes at the 20-yard line for Urbana to attempt to block it. It is Michael Lorenas Leach and Pablo Diaz. And it's Sam Arendt with the header. Goes the other way. And here's Latif. Bridgewater giving chase. It's kicked out of bounds. It's either on Latif or number 4 for the Braves, Aldo Lagunas. Oh! Authoritative kick from Pablo. And it goes out of bounds. Not off of Pablo, off of the Bremen player. And here's Latif. A few players in here. It ends up at the feet of Pablo. Pablo already 1 goal to his name. Turns it over. Rennis Leach comes over. And here is Bremen. Michael, the Rennis Leach gives chase here at the 50-yard line. Michael, a big Cowboys fan, as am I. The Cowboys open the season on Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern on NBC against the New York Giants. Next Sunday night, not tomorrow night. Out of bounds. So 1 week from tomorrow. Mark your calendars. I think that's the Sunday night game anyways. Could be wrong. Here is a chance for Urbana. It is Taishira Wilson. Came in, tried to make a play. Coach for Bremen encouraging them to communicate, start talking. The word from the coach, the head honcho for the Braves, Tom Piotrowski. I assume, as he's the first coach listed. Other coaches include Gabriel Dominguez and Huber Saucedo. Or Saucedo, perhaps, is how you pronounce that. .21:30 gone by. 21:30 left, I should say, in the first half. And it will be a kick from Pablo into the regulatory playing field. Here's Bennett Anderson. And he's going to hit the flag. That's out of bounds. Should be a corner from, nope. It will be Bennett throwing it in. I assume here, yep, gonna get a little running start. Throws it in. Good throw. Headed away by Bremen. Magnus Parente, the closest Tiger to the ball. He will field it. Goes back to Bremen. And we go the other way. And it's Parente. Parente back to Nakai. And Michael headed it. Did not do a very good job with that play, but it's all right. Bremen has the ball. Here's Sam Arend. Good chance for Bremen, their best yet to score, and Artem will come over and make the save, although it was not going to go in regardless of whether or not he caught that. And we'll see Artem punt it away. Good punt from Artem. That is going to go to almost the other 40-yard line. So nice job by Burnett back there, a senior. Check that he is, no, he's listed as a sophomore here. It's early. I've already walked about 4 miles this morning. It's not yet 10:30, but I have put in the work. Running on 4 hours of sleep and a Mountain Dew kickstart. So, folks, I gotta tell you, it's been a long one, long morning already. But that's just a day in the life of Joey Wright. Wake up, get to work. No days off. None at all. Except Sundays. But today's Saturday. Here's Bremen. And they'll kick it out of bounds. Later on, if we have time, I'll share the story, but it was an interesting morning, that's for sure. As we'll see Artem kick it away from 5 yards into his own end zone, and he will get it past midfield, almost to the same spot where that punt landed. And here's Parente. The Bremen player fell down, couldn't get a number on his way to the ground. Kicked out of bounds. A reminder that we have 17 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first half. And a reminder that uhsecho.com is your spot for all the news and information from around Urbana High School on the internet. uhsecho.com. On Tuesday, I will be publishing an article about the penny drive the Interact Club is doing to raise money for those affected by the flooding in Houston, Texas. So that'll be a good article. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Doesn't run until Tuesday on uhsecho.com, but it'll tell you all you need to know about the penny drive for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. And a good chance by Bremen here, number 10, Fabian Lopez, a senior, could not knock it through. It continues to be a sunny morning here in Urbana. No clouds have formed in the 10 minutes since my last weather update. I've got to say I'm a big fan of the job Kevin Leidy has done in his short tenure to this point as the chief meteorologist at WCIA. Replaced Derek Faber. And Kevin Leidy's done a pretty good job. I enjoy his forecasts. And Derek Faber did a good job too, and Jack Irvin does a good job. And the other guy does a good job too. Huh? Adam Claybon, yep. And again, I would have his name if not for the work I had put in this morning. But yeah, they do a good job. They got a good weather crew over at WCIA, my favorite in the area. And that, of course, is also because WAND is more centered around Decatur, and WICS is more for Springfield viewers. So, but WCIA is right here in the CU. You know, people I know who watch WICS are my grandparents, but they live in Springfield, so it makes sense. Yeah, it looks like it was Roman that took a tumble there. So we get back to the action. 14.5 minutes left first half. Pablo will kick it away from the 46. Magnus and a Bremen player went up for it. The Bremen player got it, but Urbana's still going to get a chance to take over the ball here. And it's Rodrigo Orella, a senior here at UHS. Number 28 is in the game. He hooked me up with about 20 McDonald's coupons for a free sandwich last Saturday at the Sweet Corn Festival. I used several of them, more than I should have, but big shout out to Rodrigo for that. They were the nice sandwiches too, the new build your own kind of deal they've got. So they got a good barbecue chicken sandwich, a good pico guacamole sandwich. I recommend it with crispy chicken, rather than the grilled chicken or beef options. I gotta say, I wouldn't order them if they weren't free. little too expensive on the regular menu, but hey, free is free. So had a lot of McDonald's this past week. Thanks, Rodrigo. Nakai Smith and Artem Burnett will kick it away. Always a great kick from Artem. That one went to the 50-yard line. There was talk that Artem would kick for the football team. That never materialized, but he could certainly do it. He's got the skills. Soccer team already has more scoring plays than did the football team last night. The football team lost to Centennial 22-6. It was a good game, not a bad game at all for the Tigers. If we can get that offense rolling, we'll be an all right team as the season moves along. But we just got to fix those offensive woes. Defense was great. And here's Pablo. Has it taken away. And it's Michael over to Roman. Over across the field. And Magnus comes over, makes a play, stops the Bremen attack. Gets some momentum going in the direction of Urbana. I mentioned at the top of the show, or at least tried to mention, the winner of this game will face off against the winner of Mahomet and Danville in the championship game of the tournament. That game is at 2:40. We will not be here for that one, but that's at 2:40 later this afternoon. Mahomet and Danville in a scoreless tie right now, 8:20 left in that first half. 10:55 left in our first half. I think Mahomet and Danville are both on the schedule for us later. I know they are both on the schedule for us as the year moves along. Mahomet will be a home game, and I think Danville's at home too. So I could be wrong on that. I'll have to look at the schedule. Our upcoming soccer broadcast, we will be out here on Thursday to watch the Tigers battle Centennial. That's at 6 o'clock. We'll be out here on Thursday the 21st to watch them battle Normal West, also at 6 o'clock. And we will be out here for senior night as the Tigers battle Peoria Richwoods. That game is on October 10th. Final home game of Coach Blackman's career, excluding playoff contests and things of that sort. I have proposed a fireworks show for after the game. We'll see how far that gets along. The expensive fireworks, too, the fireworks that spell things. Like maybe like a thanks, Coach Blackman, big old firework above McKinley Field, or rather above Blackman Field is where the field named for Coach Blackman would be the fitting place to conduct such an event. It's Bremen. Oh, the official almost got in the way. Oh, and it's kicked right off of Bennett Anderson. Pablo Diaz jumped. The ball went over him. And Pablo's holding his knee. I guess he's just staying in position to make a play here. Here's Bennett. Good deflection from Bremen. Bremen's doing a pretty good job here offensively. Pretty good job. A really good job would be if they had scored, which they've yet to do. And, defensively they've congealed a little bit, so we'll see how it plays out. Good kick from Artem. And a header from Bremen, and we'll go back to the Braves. Bennett up to Nope, not Pablo at all. What am I talking about? That is Rodrigo. And here's Taishiro. 7:50 left, first half. It's 2-0. If you're just joining us, goals from Latif Bridgewater and Pablo Diaz. It was Pablo who scored with 11 seconds, or rather 11 seconds into the game. Latif's goal came a little later on. There was a collision. Player is down for Urbana, and getting up is Nakai, number 25, a junior. Good kick. Arnhem will come over and make the play. And here's Roman Minyev. Out of bounds. Goes back to Artem. The Tigers, when they scored 11 seconds into the game, were on pace to score several hundred goals. And they've slowed down a bit from that pace. It's 2-0 here, 5:40 left in the first half. And it goes out of bounds. 5:23 left and counting. Second half will be exciting. It'll be interesting to see if Bremen can make the adjustments they need to make. If Urbana can pad their lead a little bit. Kicked away by Urbana, Logan Flessner. Latif is back in the game. He was out for a little while. Now he's back in, and he will kick it, but it goes out of bounds. Here's Bennett. Good kick from Bennett. Low kick goes to Latif. And chance for Ambrosio. He couldn't do anything with it. Here's Ambrosio. Bennett. Oh. Nearly fell down. Got it back. Kept in by Bremen, and we'll see. Good chance for them. You know, they'd like a goal before the half. Nice move. What they don't want to do is turn it over, and they'll do just that. No, they won't. They get it back. But they're set back a few yards, playing right along the sideline. And turnover forced. Good job, Jose De La Cruz. Yep. Not Jose. Jesus De La Cruz, my bad. Apologies if I'd called him Jose in the past. But Jesus De La Cruz, good defense there. It's Ambrosio now. And a good save by Burnett. And he'll punt it away. Just over 3 minutes left. Ambrosio. Here's Bennett. Bennett, good job. Up go the Braves. Good chance here. Wide open field. Well, until it wasn't. And Artem another save. Artem's a tough goalie. A tough goalie to score on. One of the better in the area. And here's Logan. Throwing it in will be Ambrosios. Under 2 minutes to play. Bremen has had more chances recently than they had in the first minutes of the half. We'll see if either team can score as we enter the halftime break in a few moments. 1:24 left. The urgency picking up, you can see it. It is noticeable. Both teams looking to score. Headed out of bounds by Sam Arend. I mentioned him earlier. Really stepped up his game last year. You know, sophomore year, he was all right, but then junior year, last year, he stepped up. Really became a key player for the Tigers. Looks to continue that as we see him calling out a play to everybody else, and he will kick it out of bounds there. Coach Blackman yelling at somebody. Hannibal De Aguilar, number 21. I would not want to have Coach Blackman yelling at me, I'll tell you that. 20 seconds left. Headed away by Arend. Logan went up for it, couldn't get it. And it looks like Urbana is going to do a pretty good job of stopping the Braves' attack here. Indeed, it goes out of bounds. That will be the end of the first half. The Tigers go into the break up 2-0. Halftime of the other game, it's Danville up 1-0. So right now, if things hold as they are, Urbana would have Danville in the championship game later on. But we've got to play the second half. To know that for sure, we'll be back in a few minutes. Keep watching the Tigers Media Network. And we welcome you back to Urbana High School's McKinley Field, set and ready for the second half of today's game between Urbana and Bremen. Urbana enters the second half up 2-0. Goals from Pablo Diaz and Latif Bridgewater in the first half are the reason they are ahead 2-0. Some good saves from Artem and some good defense from the defense. So we are set and ready to go. 40 minutes left. The winner of this game advances to the championship game in the 5th annual Urbana High School Soccer Invitational. And we'll play the winner of the game going on behind us on Blackman Field between Muhammad and Danville. Danville ahead in that one 1-0 at the moment. So we'll see how it plays out as we progress through the second halves of these games. But we're focused on the Urbana game. It's Pablo Diaz right now at the 20-yard line. And, of course, play not ongoing right now. He'll get it queued up for a free kick. And Pablo could potentially score here. We'll see how it plays out. Kick is up, and it's going to be through the... Oh, it was off the crossbar of the football uprights. Looked like it was going to go through them. Was not meant to be. If you're just joining us, I'm Joey Wright, joined by myself. Jason Liggett's on the camera, not on the mic. Two-man crew this morning. But that's all right. That's okay. Early morning for soccer here. We are approaching the 11 o'clock hour in the Central Standard Time Zone. 10:57 the temperature right now. Nice breeze here. Nice temperature as well. Nice t-shirt and jeans weather, as I alluded to earlier. Not a cloud in the sky. Well, there are a few off in the distance, but for the most part, a cloudless sky, sunny day. September 2nd is the date. And here's Bremen. Out of bounds. Monday is Labor Day, a federal holiday created in the late 1800s. And as a testament to how much people enjoy it, we are still celebrating it today. That's coming up on Monday, Labor Day. Goes without saying, we've switched directions, so Bremen now heading towards the goal nearest the flagpole, and Urbana, the goal nearest the Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. The Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center is where the girls swimming and diving team and the boys swimming and diving team conducts practices and hosts home meets. Girls swimming and diving is in season. Boys swimming and diving comes later in the wintertime. And there are, I believe, a few athletes that partake in swimming and diving on the soccer team. They're there. We'll cover them when it gets to swimming season. Wind has picked up a little bit here. It's breezy. It's blowing towards Urbana's goal. So where Bremen is going, they've got the wind helping them. We'll see if that plays a factor in the second half. Perhaps the wind aided Urbana a little bit in the first half. We'll see if it has the opposite effect here. The wind really is blowing towards the lens of our camera, so it's blowing south. Yeah. So I would say maybe southwest a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But let me tell you, it is not a bad day to have this wind. Keeps it nice and cool. Good chance for Urbana. They haven't had a ton of success when they're scoring into traffic. Like the breakaway goal we saw from Pablo 11 seconds into the game, that was pretty much like a one-on-one sort of thing. One-on-two, you know, there weren't that many Bremen players around, and similar with Latif's goal. But Bremen hasn't had a lot of success scoring when, you know, situations when they're in traffic. And my thought process was interrupted as Coach Blackman gets loud. He is not a happy camper at the moment. Instructing his defense to make an adjustment. And, you know, they made the adjustment, so it worked. Here's Pablo. Pablo's going to go all the way across the field to Lorenz Leach. Michael, I call him Michael John. And it's Magnus. Good chance here for the Tigers. Let's see. To Bennett. Bennett, nice move. He'll score. And the Tigers go up 3-0. 33-25 left in the second. The Tigers firmly in control of this game at the moment. It's 3-0. So add Bennett Anderson to the list of scorers for the Tigers so far. It was Pablo, as I've mentioned, scored 11 seconds into the game, and then Latif Bridgewater got him one. And now Bennett Anderson scores. Makes the sledding a lot rougher for the Bremen Braves. Assistant coaches for Urbana include Adam Blackman, Gerardo Beretta, David Dunlap, and Patrice Salerno. And Bremen's got a chance here. One of the better chances they've had in the second half and even the game, but it's going to be Sam Arend saying no. Didn't force a turnover. Bremen still got the ball. And a good save by Artem. Had to come out a little more than I'm sure he would have liked to. It was number 15 for the Braves, Diego Reyes. Check that. I'm going to say that's 17. Jorge Gomez. And yes, that was Jorge Gomez that would have gotten the goal more than likely for Bremen had Artem not played that as well as he did. Really helps to have a goalie like Artem in the goal. He is so consistent back there. He really is. I mean, it's not like he's unstoppable. Every goalie's going to allow a goal or two in here or there, but Artem consistently can keep you in a game. He's not going to give up, you know, many goals a game by any stretch. And I certainly don't mean to jinx him. You know, I don't mean to, if he goes and watches this, hears me talking about him, I don't want him to get too confident, but, you know, Artem is a very good goalie. And that helps. And Artem really hasn't had to work that hard today. He's made a few saves. You know, he's had to get his hands on the ball a little bit, but this Urbana defense has done a pretty good job of keeping it away from him. Just as the defense for Bremen has been pretty good. It's what I alluded to in the first half. You know, I woke up at 5:30, which you know, I would have been tired anyways. Then I get some impromptu exercise in until a few moments ago at halftime. The only thing I'd had to eat today was a Cliff Bar and a Mountain Dew Kickstart. So, you know, it's been an experience here up top of the press box. This is not the most tired I've ever been or anything. I mean, I'm doing just fine. I'm fairly fatigued. Here's I'll tell you who's not fatigued is Ben Anderson. He's looking for his second goal. He won't get it there. It was a mango lime kickstart. Bought it at Schnucks this morning. Pretty good, you know, not the best beverage I've ever had. I was at the Taco Bell by Barnes & Noble and Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday. We'll hold that thought. Here's Logan Flessner with a chance to score and a nice save by the keeper for Bremen. And Sam Aaron got the ball back, and they almost had another chance to score. Logan couldn't quite convert that second time. But a nice job by Logan there. He really, I mean, that was a good chance to score. Great chance to score, and you're not going to score on those every time. But he did a good job of at least striking fear temporarily into that Bremen keeper. The Taco Bell by Bed Bath & Beyond Barnes & Noble has spiked the Mountain Dew Spiked Lemonade. Not spiked lemonade like that, that's what they call it. It's in their fountain, which was a nice surprise. It was the first time I'd been to Taco Bell since spring break. We'll hold that thought a second. It's Bremen here, headed away by Parente, and got a lot of headers here in quick succession. Bremen, this is one of their better chances here. As of late, Urbana was in control for a bit. They'll have a chance to score here, and they will. Artem can't stop that one. Bremen will score their first goal of the game. They're going to blow a whistle here. Hold on. There was a whistle blown. This is a handball. It's what the fans are assuming. And they're going to go ahead and count the goal. I believe it was against Urbana. The clock has stopped. It stopped at 27:29. Oh, the clock. Okay, there's a fan who doesn't. Yeah. Both clocks are stopped. Okay, we're gonna get back to our game because that's the fan who. Okay. Oh man, in my current mental state, I don't need all these people yelling about things. The handball was on the other field. That's on me. And just kicked out of bounds by Ambrosios. I guess I should point out that the handball call on the other field resulted in a penalty kick for Muhammad. They scored on that, so if I'm going to be wrong, I'll at least rectify that issue. It's 1-1 on the other field, so we could potentially see penalty kicks over there. Yeah. I'm here for Urbana. You know, when Bremen scores, they don't deserve accurate reporting. We'll make stuff up. But you know, Urbana would like to get that one back. They're still up 3-1, a pretty comfortable cushion. But Bremen, you know, maybe that'll energize them a little bit. That's what I've said, you know, in the entire history of soccer. I'm sure there's a team that's been in this exact same situation and come back and won. So the Tigers can't assume that they're going to walk out of here with a win. They got to keep playing hard because we're seeing Bremen play hard right now, trying to create opportunities to score. They're energized. You can tell Bremen's got a lot more energy now than they had just a few moments ago. Here's Rodrigo. Look at Rodrigo run. He's going to try and get to that one. He won't. Good defense. I will credit Lion Reyes with that stop of Rodrigo, number 19. But it's nice to see Rodrigo step up and try to make some plays. This is his first year on the varsity team. I don't know if he played JV last year or not. I know he's a big soccer guy, big fan. So it's nice to see him as a senior get some playing time at the very least, and then, you know, create an opportunity like that where he could have potentially came away with a goal. Good chance for Urbana. Great chance, and they will. Now it's kept in bounds by Bremen. I don't know if I agree with that, and Parente couldn't get the angle right on that kick. It went through the uprights. That would matter in American football, but not so much here in football. My Taco Bell tangent a little dated, but I will say that double chalupa box, it's the real deal, man. I'm a fan. Here's Bremen. Good job slowing it down. And Artem will not allow another goal in so easily. 23 seconds, and 23 minutes and 55 seconds. Artem will punt it away. I was saying over spring break, I had a lot of Taco Bell, a lot of fast food. More to the story than that, but the bottom line is I went broke. And that was rock bottom. I had $6 to my name at one point. And I fought back. I now have more than $475 in the bank. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better success story than that. And I'll probably move some of that to my savings account. Probably about half of it. I've still got to reserve my pre-order for NASCAR Heat 2. Releases September 12th for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and computer. But outside of that purchase, yeah, I'm gonna try and save a lot of this. I will return to Taco Bell to get another double chalupa box, but certainly not as many as I consumed over spring break. They didn't have the double chalupa box over spring break a few months ago. This was last spring break, obviously, 2017, but they had, I think it was a triple double crunch wrap box was the limited time offer then. I'm a crunch wrap aficionado. But back to the game here. It's Bremen, the 15-yard line. They got a pretty good chance to score. Magnus Parente playing defense. Will dive on it here, and it'll be Urbana's ball. Magnus is a big fan of my tangents, my random commentary. He's a big fan of the Peoria Notre Dame broadcast we did last season. I don't remember all the topics I covered that game. I know one of them was chess, of which I am not a fan. We'll have a punt from Bremen's keeper. out of bounds. Our next broadcast after this game, as we have 21 minutes left in the second half, is on Thursday. It's soccer. The Tigers battle Centennial at 6 o'clock. I was already thinking ahead to Friday, in which we will cover the Tigers football game against defending state champion Peoria Central. We will play well in one of those games. Which one? It remains to be seen. And maybe both. Who knows? Peoria Central is a really good team. I do look forward to the Central football game on September 30th. That's a Saturday afternoon game. Homecoming game, of course. So kickoff at 12 noon. That'll be fun. I'm excited for that one. A little different than what we normally do. You know, we've never done a football game in the afternoon. At least I've never done a football game in the afternoon. There was a game I know played here my 8th grade year that had been postponed from Friday night. It was the Springfield Lanphier game. Here's Magnus, a chance to score. He'll miss it by just an inch. I thought that was going to go in. It did not. Bounces over the wall into the concession stand area. Magnus almost had himself a goal. 19 and a half left in the half. Off of Jose Ambrosio's face. The score is 3-1, favoring Urbana. If you're just tuning in, or if you're watching on YouTube and just scrolled to this point in the broadcast, it is 3-1 Urbana. Here's Aaron, a high kick. Out of bounds. But the Springfield Lanphier game, my 8th grade year, the 2013 season, I was talking to Coach Watson about it the other day. Urbana had showed up to, it was supposed to be played at Lanphier High School in Springfield that Friday night. So Urbana bussed over to Springfield, you know, getting ready to play the football game. They're dressed up, ready to go, pads and helmets and what have you. And they show up to Springfield, get to the school, and Lanphier had forgotten to book officials. There was a paperwork error. So, you know, Lanphier says, hey, we'll play the game tomorrow. And Coach Watson's like, no, you guys are coming to our place because we'll have officials. You know, we're not driving to Springfield again. They were like, all right, you know, was Lanphier. And the game was played here at McKinley Field on a Saturday afternoon in 2013. A game that Urbana won pretty handily, I believe, if you look at 8-18. Go back and look. I think it's I couldn't tell you the exact score or anything, but pretty easy W for the Tigers. And then later that season, they defeated Decatur Eisenhower at home, and haven't had much success at home the past 3 seasons. That will miss wide right. 17-20, Urbana still up 3-1. Bremen has a tough task ahead of them to score 2 goals, force penalty kicks. They're trying though. They're playing with energy. You know, they've saved a little in the tank, and they're trying to empty that tank now. And I should say, this won't be the final team. You know, the loser is not out of the tournament. The loser will face off against the loser of the game on the other field for 3rd place. The 3rd place game will be contested. What time will that take place at? Look at my program here. It will take place, the 3rd place game, at Blackman Field at 2:30. So that's the soccer field. The championship game here on McKinley Field at 2:40. participate. On the other field, it is still 1-1. They have 13 minutes left to play. Well, 14 minutes left to play. But I mean, it really is a beautiful morning for soccer. I mean, I'm a player right now. I'm happy as a clam to play in weather like this. You know, personally, I prefer cloudy days. That's off the arm of Diego Mea. I am a cloudy day guy. Big fan of the overcast weather. To each their own. Especially snow. I love snow. Snowstorms, you know, blizzards. I love them. But you're hard-pressed to find one of those, even in central Illinois in September. Here's Bennett Anderson, already has a goal. Bennett, spin move, and he spun himself out of the play. Set up, header, turnover. Good kick from Magnus. .10 left. College football tonight, Arkansas, Alabama and Florida State. Should be a good one. A lot of people excited about that contest. Michigan and Florida. Here is Bremen. Good chance. Turnover. Urbana will kick down the field, and Pablo is there. And he'll try and set something up. The Alabama-Florida State game contested at the, I think it's, well, hold on. Oh, just wide left was it for Bennett. Would have been his second goal. Is it Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the new Falcon Stadium? I think it is. In any case, the new stadium in Atlanta, I can say that I drove past it on my vacation in Atlanta this past summer. Still under construction. But, you know, I'll watch the game tonight and I'll feel like I'm there. Hey, it's sad. I liked the Georgia Dome. I really did. I'll miss it. But the new stadium looks pretty cool too, so out with the old and with the new sometimes. Three to 1, still our score. 12 minutes exactly left in regulation. Not out of the realm of possibility that Bremen could score 2 goals here, but it's looking increasingly unlikely. And someone in the stands voicing their displeasure with the other field. It sounded like it was down in the McKinley Field stands, but I've decided the only official I'll ever yell at is Abram. It's fun to yell at Abram when he's officiating. These soccer officials are pretty tough. I've got to give them credit. I've seen This fan is still berating the Blackman Field, one of their officials, but I'll trust the official on that one. I never miss a chance to point out that I umpire games myself. The Urbana Park District Adult Co-Ed Kickball League fall ball just started last Thursday, and you know, you just block the fans out. A good crowd for the kickball games is maybe 15, but they get into it. They really do. So it's electric. You gotta, you know. I take a lot of pride in making the right call as much as I can, but you're not gonna make all the right calls as an umpire. There are gonna be calls you miss. As an umpire, as an official, as you know, a judge, it's part of being human. So you just gotta recognize. This is my advice to prospective umpires or officials or anything like that. Just recognize you're not gonna be right all the time. You're gonna miss some calls. Just move on, deal with it. You know, the players will. You know, if you do a pretty good job most of the time, you build up some credit, and you can miss a call here and there, and be like, all right. Just always strive to be the best you that you can be, and don't let anybody tell you you're not. And you'll be just fine. 9:27 left. High kick here. Artem comes out to play it, and he missed it, but it's going to go, and he got it back. He's lucky that kept going north and not west. And he punts that east. A good punt. Finally fielded at the 30-yard line. Bennett. Kicked by a Bremen player who fell down for some reason. Here's Magnus, is going to pop it up wide left. Hasn't been Magnus's most efficient morning. He's missed a few of those. But he'll be all right. So Urbana is in control of this game. You know, we assume anything is possible. As I say that, Bremen mounts a charge. Let's see how this plays out. This is a pretty good chance for Bremen. Luckily, I didn't jinx them. It was looking kind of like one of those moments. It's 3-1, of course, for Urbana. That's why I made the comment about them being in control. There was a softball broadcast we did. I don't think it was last season. I think it was my sophomore year. As this is wide left, where I was like, the one thing Urbana can't do here is give up a home run. Next pitch, Centennial goes deep. Coach Harmon was less than enthused with me, but it's all in good fun. But yeah, you know, it looks like Urbana in a pretty good spot. Under 7 minutes left. Here's Bennett, nice spin move. That's what he's trying to do earlier. And Bennett will go up to Ambrosio. Good chance for the Tigers. They will miss wide right. But they're still up 3-1, so it's not the end of the world or anything. Good chance for Bremen. Great chance. Good save, great save by Artem. We have passed the other game up. They were about 3 minutes ahead of us in the first half. Now we're 3 minutes ahead of them, which is irrelevant to anything, but as I began that comment, Muhammad took the lead. Two to 1, they just scored over on the other field. So right now, what looked like an Urbana-Danville matchup in the final has turned into what looks like an Urbana-Muhammad matchup in the final, which will be played later, 2:40 at McKinley Field. This is the first year for Muhammad in the Apollo Conference. I believe they switched conferences this offseason. Combined, yeah, that's right, the whole merger deal with the Corn Belt. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm a big fan of the Apollo Conference. I think that'd be a pretty cool conference to be in. It's a cool name, Apollo. Spacey. It's like, makes me think of freeze-dried ice cream. It's been a while since I've had freeze-dried ice cream, and I want some, but it's what I think of when I think Apollo. I think stars, I think space. And that's really what you should think, you know, the Apollo space missions and whatnot. That is a cool word. Urbana with a chance to score. They did not, and Bremen will punt it away. I don't really know what Central Illinois has to offer in terms of space and, you know, that sort of thing, but my uncle had a lot, I don't know how he came across them, but he had like hundreds of John Glenn bumper stickers from when he ran for president in 1984. So we have at our house a lot of John Glenn bumper stickers and pamphlets from his 1984 campaign for the presidency. I think he ran as a Republican that year, and really, if you know politics of that era at all, 1984 was not a good year to run for president if your name wasn't Ronald Reagan. I think he won 49 states in that election. The one he didn't win, Minnesota. I think that was Walter Mondale's home state. I'm not sure. Walter Mondale was the Democratic candidate. Good chance for Bremen. Artem will dive in, deflects it away, and he will dive in and get it back. He dove underneath the Bremen player, number 10, Fabian Lopez. Nice job by Artem, and that probably closes the door for Bremen. I love looking at political trends, you know, the way places have voted, the way it's changed, how elections have gone in certain years. It's fascinating. How many votes politics, you know, it's just neat. Because if broadcasting doesn't work out, I'm going to be the president one day. I'd be a good politician. I would like to apologize to everyone affected by my tenure as the 8th grade student council president at the middle school, but that's in the past. That is in the past. That I have learned my lessons. I am a much more effective leader than I was back then. So, a minute, 5 seconds left in the game. Urbana up 3-1. It looks like the door is closed for Bremen. This is probably their last chance. It's up. It's through the uprights. That gives Urbana the ball. The clock continues to run. 50 seconds left. This game pretty much Urbana's. The other game, about 5 minutes left over there. It looks like it'll be Muhammad. Although that's a one-goal game, so Danville could easily get themselves a goal and get right back into it. Tie it up, they'd go to PKs. That's out of bounds. 30 seconds left on our field. And it looks like Bremen will face off in that third-place game at 2:30 on Blackman Field. Here's Magnus, or rather Bennett, excuse me, and it hit the upright. And that'll be the last play of the game. So our final score, Urbana 3, Bremen 1. The Tigers advanced to the championship game in the 5th annual Urbana High School Boys Soccer Invitational. They win at 3-1. So that's all for our coverage of soccer this morning. I'm Joey Wright. We thank you for sticking with me for 80 minutes. Must have been a challenge at times, but we got there. The Tigers will face off against the winner of Muhammad and Danville later this afternoon. Our next soccer broadcast is on Thursday. That's the 7th. Tigers face off against rival Champaign Centennial at 6 o'clock. And then after that, September 8th, it's football versus Peoria at 7 o'clock p.m. So good job by the Tigers. They win it 3-1. That's all for this morning. Thank you.